Welcome to Dates with Dahlia. What is dating yourself and why should you do it? Now, the tea is hot. Let's rest it down. Let's lay out the framework. I think dating yourself is getting to know who you are when other people aren't around. And let me be real. We were not raised in a culture that encourages knowing yourself on a deeper level. Who are you without the stimuli? And are you bigger than your environment? These are the things that you think about when it's just you and nobody in front of you to pose as a distraction. And you can think about the ways that you love yourself and figure out new ways to love yourself. Now, it might seem like it's a game of Minecraft, but taking it one step at a time is what makes it feel so good. I'll be honest and tell you that it is awkward in the beginning, but so is riding a bike. You're gonna fall down a couple times, but that's okay. You're gonna go to a restaurant and the waiter is gonna ask you 6 times, somebody joining you? You coming with somebody? And each time you're gonna have to say, no, it's just me. God forbid they ask, why are you so nice and sit down by yourself? But even if they do, you can chuckle it off, just like I did, and say, because I want to. And it's okay. Once you pass that awkward phase, to be honest, the questions, the looks, it doesn't hit the same. And I think it's about breaking the ice, but with yourself. So have you ever gone on a date with yourself? And if you choose to do that now, where would you go? Let me think about my first date with myself. It was actually in the park, and I was very bougie about it. I sit down me 1-1 with a blanket. I had gotten a pizza, and I think it was some fruit juice. Yeah, in a champagne glass. And I sat there, and it was just me, the pizza, and vibes in the park. I think it was a good soft launch, mostly because it was up on a hill, so they probably were staring, but maybe I couldn't pick it up. I think it got really awkward when I went to a cafe by myself and then I got the nice girl like you comment. And yeah, I feel as though there will be times where it gets lonely. But getting to know yourself can be a lonely road because you have to think about who you are when no one's around. And if you've never thought about it, it can be daunting just to stare at yourself without anything to distract you. And if we're moving up from the park runs and we're going into the cafes, that means that you can take it a step further and just choose to do non-fancy things, but just alone. Go and see that movie alone. It doesn't matter how many people you see cuddled up, holding hands. Understand that this time with yourself, especially in your youth, and even if you're older, means everything. Now you're gonna think about, am I choosing my friend or my partner because I'm lonely or because I love them? And oh my gosh, when that question hit me, I didn't have an answer to it. I was zagging. I couldn't be real with myself. But I had to start somewhere. So if this is your start and you clicked on this video, I'm happy. Welcome to the Self-Love Club. We are gonna take it in steps. So let's recap. We're gonna do it the less scary way. Go and take a run in the park because nobody's really gonna ask you if you're running alone. You're running, they're not gonna stop you. Then try a cafe. We have a plethora of options. You're gonna find one that suits you. After, take yourself to dinner. I have seen some young men and young women vlogging their dinner out by themselves experience, and it is liberating to see. I see you guys. Big up yourself. But it could be you too. I know it's intimidating to sit in a restaurant full of people and you're sitting there alone. Sometimes you don't know what to say, where to look, and you're there like, I feel anxious. But anxiety is okay. For one, it means that you're trying and you're not in a loop where you're only doing things that are comfortable to you. And two, it's growing pains. And when you're growing, there's gonna be some pain. It's gonna be awkward and you're gonna feel shy, but that's okay. Now, I think the next step to dating yourself is getting your focus away from your phone. Now, you're gonna feel tempted when you're out alone to just be like this. You wanna look busy, you wanna look occupied, and you don't wanna look sad. But that's not the way. Spending time with yourself looks different. If you haven't read in months, reading a book, committing to doing that, committing to meditating, and I'm not talking about the way that they sell it to us. I'm talking about the way where you don't go on your phone, you let your mind run. If a thought comes, good or bad, sit with it and let it flow in its own time. Chances are, a lot of the things that we experience and the way our bodies express sadness, grief, anxiety, it comes because we don't allow ourselves to feel the things that are raw. You cannot expect in this life to feel good all the time. The anxiety, the disappointment, the sadness, they hold hands with joy and feelings of pride and happiness. You do not get one without the other. And I know, you were not expecting to hear that. But it is a necessary reminder. I think that we obviously glorify the good feelings, and dating yourself calls you to lean into the things that don't feel so good. You feel awkward, and there is no person to buffer that feeling or to project it onto. You get to stare at yourself in a raw state. But ask yourself, are you gonna rather trying it out now or when you're 80 and you think, I have never done anything alone. Haven't sat in a cafe, never got the courage to just go on a weekend trip in Guyana to a new region or out the country. I never explored the depths of myself, and I don't know what it feels like to sit in my own discomfort. I hope this helped. See you in the next episode. I would like to say thank you so much to our sponsors, Island Pure Wipes and M Pro Media.
I never see. I carry God so I cannot. Steady increasing